Hello, and welcome back to another review. Today we'll be taking a look at LEGO Star Wars 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. We just looked at the previous battle pack, technically not an actual battle pack. This is a proper one with a proper pricing of $20, so that is quite good. It does come with 4 troopers, all of them being sort of different. We have a clone specialist, we have a 501st officer, and we have 2 heavy troopers there. This does come in that nice new packaging with the black bricking and the sort of stripes that we have. So this is yellow for Clone Wars, and we do sort of have our main build is this sort of Canon, which is cool. The set is 6 plus, is set number 75345, and it comes with 119 pieces. That is it for the front. We'll take a look at the top of the packaging. We have our actual size of the 501st Clone Trooper Specialist, which looks quite nice. Here's the side with our 20 years of Clone Wars, which is awesome. We had a nice little view of that cannon again. And then here at the back, we kind of have our troopers just sort of on this really nice sort of forest planet. I'm not sure what planet this would be, but quite a nice backdrop. We have our troopers, different positions, and we have our Legion heavy trooper. Our heavy trooper loading the cannon with another missile. Here we have sort of the play feature. The top of the cannon can swivel up and down, and you have a spring-loaded shooter there. But that is it for the packaging. Let's look at the actual product and see what we got. So here we have the set out and built, and our 4 troopers just chilling. Quickly just taking a look at the cannon, just to get it out of the way. Here, pretty cool. The only sort of thing I have with this set in particular is the cannon doesn't actually have sort of a control panel. The trooper just kind of sits there, and you can kind of pretend that they're doing something, but really, what are they going to do with nothing? I'm just taking the trooper off. We'll see that nice little seating area there, just off to the side. It just kind of clips in. Looking at the actual build of the set, though, is actually quite nice, and I do love this main cannon piece here. And then it does have a spring-loaded shooter that you shoot, and it gets lost forever. Looking at the set itself, it's got 4 different sort of legs, and this nice supporting clear piece right there at the bottom. And then it can swivel up and down. So there, kind of like looking straight on, a slight curve down, but more so straight, and then you can have it look up ever so slightly. This is just kind of a throwaway build. It is quite nice, maybe for like if you're making sort of a mock with a like siege weapon, so that's cool. But overall, it's not that cool. It is cool, but it's not that cool. Interestingly enough, it's not 501st like colored. There is no blue on it. The only coloring would be gray, and there is a little bit of red. But other than that, there is no sort of blue markings, which is, it would have been cool maybe to have that, but I'm not sure if they color oriented that specifically. Other way, we'll look at the figures next. So here we have a 501st Heavy Trooper. I do quite love what they're doing with this Heavy Trooper. It does come with a different weapon than most of the clones. There is 2 in this set. Like kind of like the helmet is very similar to that of the Cody helmet that they've used. Not in coloring. There's slight differences, but like overall, like this top piece here with the different color, like the striping, that's cool. You can see there. It's not focusing, sadly. They both have that visor on. Obviously, Cody has extra markings on him, but overall, that sort of marking is cool, and the helmet itself is cool. This is using that new helmet with the extra holes in the actual helmet, which we'll can see in the officer later on. This trooper does come with a backpack, which is cool, that is printed. I do quite like that. Overall, though, the printing is quite nice. It is very, like, the legs of the trooper is the same of the previous battle pack. I don't know why it's not focusing. Um, which is nice to sort of continue that consistency between the two different battle packs. But for the trooper itself on the actual torso, he does have extra printing in that of there's a little bit more blue, and there is that sort of like a battle strap with I'm sure different equipment on it, and he does have an extra sort of black armor piece up in the left corner there, just to signify a different trooper. Moving on, we'll look at the specialist, which is awesome. So this is more so like a standard 501st Trooper in that it uses the regular helmet there, but he does have the sort of wayfinder there on his head, which you can have lifted up like that, which is a quite cool look, or you can have down like that, sort of have like in a bar arc sort of trooper. He does come with two blue arms, which is different than the rest of the troopers. They all have white arms. Similar to that of the Jet Trooper. His torso is the same as a regular 501st Trooper, except for the yellow markings there on the top right of his chest, signifying he's a specialist, and the legs are the same there on the bottom, same with the back of the torso. I did not actually look at the head for the previous battle pack, but it is the same as this head here. If it would focus, there we go. It is the same head you use there. I do quite like that they're using the darker head coloring, just more accurate to how they would look in like actual Star Wars. Putting his helmet back on, quite cool. Next we'll look at the officer. This is actually really, really cool. There is a missing part to him that I wish they would have done, and how they're sort of missing it with the new Commander, what was this? Commander Fox, the leaked minifigure of Commander Fox as well, where they are missing that leg printing, or not the leg printing. Sorry, they're missing the waist capes, which is quite unfortunate, and I hope they will fix, but probably not. So you can see here this sort of printing on the side of the leg is supposed to be his waist cape. That is quite a missed opportunity, and I wish they would sort of fix that, but I don't think that will be fixed, sadly. It is nice printing, I will give them that, but I would have loved to see an actual waist cape, and I'm not sure why they sort of decided to do this over a waist cape. Quite an interesting choice. Overall, though, I do like this figure. Again, he's got that regular 501st Clone Trooper helmet, but he does have a sort of wayfinder there on the left side of his head, very similar to sort of Captain Rex would have. Very standard for the torso, except for the blue belt, which is quite nice. I do love the blue there for the belt, which is cool. And that does continue on to the back, as well as his sort of little backpack there. That's for the printing is blue as well. Quite nice, and differentiates himself from the actual other troopers, which is cool. No other trooper has that sort of blue. Like, they all just have white belts, which is nice. And he does have not waist, but I guess the waist there is printed, which is nice. Over the other troopers, they are not printed, so there are some nice things going on with this trooper, but I wish they would have had that extra sort of waist cape just to make this trooper just a bit better and kind of elevate him over sort of the other troopers a little bit more and differentiate himself a little bit more. Other than that, though, I do sort of love the troopers that we do have this in the set. Just adds to that sort of arsenal of troopers. And if you did get a few of the other sort of battle pack, you will have this sort of standard, the standard 501st Trooper right here, if you have gotten that. So he's fallen, but it is kind of sort of building that sort of army. You have your officers, you have your specialists, kind of your troopers. So that is quite nice to sort of build out your army. I know there is a new 332nd Battle Trooper Battle Pack, so that is nice to see. I do hope to see a 212th Trooper Battle Pack as well to sort of build out the 212th. I know that they have Captain Cody, or not Captain Cody, sorry, Commander Cody, and they do have a couple of the 212th troopers in the new Walker that they have out, but I do hope to see more of these actual troopers, just to kind of have that ultimate sort of army in the sort of, like, if you want to build a mock with the 501st and the 212th as they worked very closely together throughout the Clone Wars. That'll be quite nice to see. But yeah, anyway, we'll go on to final thoughts and see what we see. Here we have the instruction manual. It's a tiny one, which is pretty cute, as this is a smaller box, just easier to fit in. This is looking at the sort of more standard, yet regular sort of white instruction manual that they have now, and it does include the progress bar with their 501st Heavy Trooper. The previous battle pack did not include the progress bar, so it is a differentiate from that. Looking at the extra pieces, most of it is coming from the sort of battle sort of weapon, or not weapon, but like the accessory pack that comes with the set. So you get a bunch of the wayfinders here, and the smaller one as well, where you just put on the side of the helmet. So if you wanted to kit out some of your other troopers, you could. It does come in that blue coloring, so really you can only use it for 501st, but hey. And you do get one of these special ones as well, a second one of those, which is cool. You get another launcher there, and you do get a binocular set as well, which is cool. Also, there is one of these extra printed backpacks as well. Other than that, that's it. We'll look at final thoughts next. So some final thoughts as we close out the video. I do quite enjoy this set. I love that they come out with a proper battle pack for the 501st troopers, and that they have included sort of different styles of troopers. We have officers, we have heavy troopers, and we have a specialist. So that's cool to differentiate from the previous battle pack where we just had the standard 501st trooper and the jet trooper included. This does come in at a cheaper price point as well, so you can get more of that set for the same amount of troopers. There is a sort of throwaway build in this set. I'm sure you can search different alternative builds for that, and as I have quite a few extra, I believe I have 12 more of these sets, so I might be looking into that. Maybe I'll do a video on an alternate set that we can build. Overall though, I do quite enjoy this set. There is just a few missed opportunities with the sort of waist cape. The actual gun itself doesn't have a control panel, stuff like that. It is a battle pack, so I'm a little less sort of mindful of that. So it doesn't matter as much. If this was a more expensive set, then maybe. But as it is just 20 bucks, I'm fine with it. Overall, great set. I highly recommend, and especially with more, if you wanted to build that army, I'd highly recommend getting a bunch more. And it is more accessible with that cheaper price point than the previous battle pack that we had. Overall, though, highly recommend, and I am quite happy that they're making more battle packs for our clone troopers. So we have this one, we have the 332nd one that's come out. I haven't gotten my hands on that, so that'll be a while before I can do a video on that, but I do look forward to it. And I'm hoping that we get more sort of different legions. I'm hoping we get a 212th one, and maybe a Coruscant Guard one with the Coruscant Guard gunship coming out later this year. I'm sure most of you have seen the leaked images, so that'll be cool. Looking forward to all the extra sort of Clone Wars sets that we're getting. So anyway, that's it for this video. I've gone on long enough. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.